there's no linen closet in this bathroom, so I made this little stool for towels. This won't be so much a build video as it is, and I already built this video. But it's kind of got some interesting things, and it's easily reproducible, so I'll show you a little bit about it. Ugh. This type of problem is a lot easier for me to solve than it is for you to solve, though. Expecto Patronum. That never gets old. Seriously. Let's have a look. This was just made from scrap materials I had laying around. I'll show you some pictures of the stuff that I used. I didn't take any footage during the making of it, but this was certainly not inspired or anything like that. It was just made from whatever I had. This top part is tulip wood, and it's got a dark walnut stain. Minwax dark walnut, I believe. Not actually black walnut stain, but just the color is called dark walnut. And in order to keep it all together, I used this breadboard or whatever that's called. And not because this was inspired either, but because I tried to glue it together and the glue failed. It snapped. I thought it might, but sometimes I do things that are foolish even though I know they're foolish. Now this is oak, and the finish is teak oil. This was stained and then teak oiled on top of that after it was all done. I like the little route that was done with a core box bit. And this just may be the most confusing hinge in the world. Let me show you the picture, and then you tell me if you think that the picture is an accurate portrayal of the way this thing is supposed to be installed. There, is that fair? Of course that's not fair. Look at it, it's hyperextended in the picture, and it's completely the other way. But you know what, I may be misusing it. I had to use a whole bunch of tests. Look at all the holes. All the different screw holes from the various tests that I did in order to get what I wanted out of it. It is quite a puzzle, really. I mean, it's a challenge to figure out a way to get that type of hinge to work. But there it is. A couple more things I want to show you. Look at the design in there. Now, it may look fancy at first glance, but it's actually not. It was just scrap. Sometimes you just have to let the scrap guide you. And the feet? I'm sure you know what that material is. Okay, I'm going to flip it upside down. The feet are just 1.5 inch inside diameter PVC. And conveniently enough, you can cut with a hole saw and insert out of wood that automatically creates a little pilot hole for you to inset a screw. This is just foam, like craft store foam, and it makes a nice pad that sticks just below to give it a little bit of a sponginess. The pattern to this bottom floor part, if it strikes you as any sort of forethought or planned out idea, then I have successfully fooled you, because it was entirely done as an improvisation. I did it on the way with no idea what I was going to do. I just started on one side with a piece that went the whole way end to end, and then I set the next piece against it and just went around in that pattern, repeating it all the way in as a spiral. And I knew that some type of design would emerge. It kind of confuses me if I think about it too hard, but you can rest assured that the pattern wasn't screwed up if you look at the step-like design that it makes. I have to be honest, at this point I've all but abandoned using biscuits to join pieces of wood together. This is kind of, I don't know if there's a name for this, but what I did was I ripped a groove in both pieces along the edge of both pieces of oak, and then I inset a tongue to make it like tongue and groove sort of joinery. And it runs the entire length of all four faces, and that's why it appears to have these vertical seams. I still have yet to put some type of felt. I did put a little bumper here and here, but I would like to use some type of felt to quiet it down a bit. And also, I wish I could solve the problem of this squeaky hinge, but as with most of my projects, this will remain with parts of it ever unresolved.